In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can save a little bit of money by propagating your cigar plant and turning it into another plant. So I've got a nice cigar plant that's growing here. They start getting kind of tall for me, so I like trimming them anyway. Instead of throwing away those cuttings, you can actually make another cigar plant by taking those cuttings and propagating them. We're going to propagate them in water. There's different ways you can do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find a stalk that I want to cut back. This one's growing into my Texas sage, so I'm going to cut this one back. I make my cutting as big as the container that I'm going to be putting it in. I've got a glass vase that I'm going to be putting this one in, and so that's what I'm going to be making my cutting with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go about right there. Now I've got my cutting. Now what I like to do is I like to trim the leaves off of the bottom. So any little leaves that are coming out, trim those back. You want to get to where you've got a stalk at the bottom and then some fresh leaves at the top. So this looks pretty good. All right, so I've got my cutting. Now the main thing here is to basically get it in water as quick as possible. I mentioned that I had a glass vase. You don't have to use glass. You could use something just like a plastic water bottle if you want to. All you're going to basically do is put it in water. Now people are going to say different things. They're going to tell you, you know, go buy rooting hormone, all kinds of stuff like that. I don't do that. You're going to see that if we wait long enough in just regular water, we're going to eventually get some roots that start growing out at the bottom. Once we see those roots, we know we can go ahead and put our new plant into soil, and we've got our cutting converted into a plant. The one thing I will say is we're going to keep an eye on the water. I would change out the water at least once a week. For sure, once you see it getting stagnant or dirty, the fresher the water, the better it's going to be for your plant. So we're going to leave it like this. We'll check back and see how the progress goes. Okay, so it's been another week. Let's take a look at our root development. Look at this. This is one of the easiest plants to propagate with just a cutting. That's just in a couple of weeks, and look how much roots we've got, and they're coming all over. Higher up, lower down, everything. If you want the roots just to be lower, don't put as much water as I did. Because I've got a water level up to here, it's shooting out roots all over the place. Now, this is kind of up for debate. You can leave it in the water as long as you want to and get as big of a root ball as you want, or you can transplant it to soil. That's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. It's got enough roots that it should be able to take root in the soil. I'm going to put it in a little small 4-inch pot, and I'm going to go ahead and get it converted to soil. We'll give it a couple weeks. I'll come back and I'll show you a final product. Okay, so it's been another 2 weeks. All I wanted to do is show you the status of the plant. You can see everything's doing well, and I've actually got some new leaves on top. Now, I'm going to leave it in this 4-inch pot for a while. It's too hot down here in South Texas to put it into the ground. I'll wait until it cools off a little bit in the fall or in the spring, and I'll go ahead and put it in the ground there. Really fun, really easy. Save you a few bucks having to buy new plants. That's how you propagate a cigar plant with water. I hope the video helps.